So this morning, Thursday morning, still in the energy of that supermoon, I was thinking about going back towards the moon salute. Um, Look at me. So please, you can start with me if you like. Just put your fingers onto your shoulders and then begin to circle up. Forget about the moon for the moment. I'll come back to it if it's right. But for the moment, just forward, up, to the side, back, forward, up, to the side, back. Last one on this, not on this side, in this direction. So next one, we go to first down and back. Come back towards the side, to the front. Down, back, up towards the side and to the front. Taking your time with it. Trying to invite the breath to do halfway in, halfway out. Brilliant. We're going to move to the other side, doing the exact same work. And noticing how the exact same work doesn't have the same effect on one side and the next side. And reverse. Repeat it. So going really slow this morning. We're going to repeat that even slower on the other side. That is actually also part of the moon energy because it's a very kind of a very self-care practice. You know, a practice that acknowledges here how we feel this morning, minding ourselves and opening to listen to what the body is saying. And remembering that the body doesn't talk like us, it doesn't talk from the mind. It has its own way to communicate. So maybe uncovering the way your body talks to you, reversing this. Going even slower if you need to. And we're going to change it side. Noticing even the second time around, you can actually feel a bit more of the side body as you have warmed up a little bit more. You may not. And reversing. Pardon. 2, 3, 4. In your time finishing this practice, opening the arms in front of you. It's like extending, it's like an extended an invitation here or connecting. So palms up, soft part of the arms up. So let's create a meditative movement here. So we are going to be inhaling on the extension as we come out and extend our arms. Taking your time and exhaling on the flexion of your elbow when you bend the elbow. Bring it back, touching your shoulders when you arrive. Have your fingers landing on the body before coming out again. So your breath is leading that movement very much in a yoga way, where the movement lasts as long as the inhale or the exhale. Become very aware of the length and the quality of your breath, and bring that length and that quality to your movement. Do one more. Relaxing the jaws, relaxing the lips and all the facial muscles here. Okay, stay with your fingers onto your shoulders, open up to the side, and let's repeat this movement sideways. Your breath is in and out through the nose. This is our last movement. We're going to release, land on your shoulder first, then release the arm. Just going to go across with the same length and quality in the breath, going all the way up to the ceiling. And on the exhale, going back all the way out. So you're going across here, and you must, it awakens your upper back and your side body. Two more on this side in your own time, softening the knees and bringing the grounding quality into the feet, and actually allow the grounding to happen. So you feel more present and more ready to support possibly the gentleness and the quiet that you find in that movement. That's our last one. Soften the knees, relax the jaws always, and going across. We're halfway there. And allow all the little clicks that you might hear in the body as you move. See them as things reorganizing themselves, putting them back into place if you feel anything. Beautiful. That was our last one. Opening to the side, not as high as the shoulder blades, the shoulder, sorry, just halfway. And then we're just going to turn that key with the breath if you like, or no, not if you like actually, because it's really slow us down to follow the breath. Unless you know your breath this morning is a bit erratic and a bit shallow. And if it's the case, just move from the movement and train your breath to follow your movement and see if that works. Beautiful. We're going to come up with the arm above our head, interlace the fingers, turn palms up. On the inhale, I reach, reach, reach. So it's really important here to have anchored your feet into the mother so you can finally reach and you feel yourself lengthening. So by pressing the ground, allowing the force to travel through your legs, through the pelvis, through the spine, lengthening the spine, extending all the tissue of the body, going really up, 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 up. And when it's time to exhale, simply release and bring it back down to the head and with a gentle bend in the knee. And starting again. Excuse me. Could be. Next time you are up, stay up and release the hands. Create that channel to receive all the energy that is above you and that are accessible to you. So staying here in the presence of those energies, allowing the shoulder blades to come down. So don't hug your ears, even in that movement. And stay with the arms up. My palms and my fingers are wide open, willing to receive, ready to receive. And gently coming down, circling down. My arms aren't moving, aren't turning. So it's still palms up and the soft part of my arm up all the way. And then bring it back up. Again, palms facing one another. And they stay like that. Okay, don't change, don't turn. So go as far as the movement is you're able to go ultimately. You can have one more. Next time we go up, we go back up where we started. We grab our hands, interlace them, and bring them behind us on that occipital bone, which is the big round bone of the back of the head, and press your head into your hand. And that will squeeze your shoulder blades. It will open up the pectorals in the front of the body. And big breath in here, just holding that pose. Bend the knees, not to arch the lower back. Mind the lower back, okay? Okay, release the hands. Straighten up the knees. Try not to move your pelvis. Okay. Notice so one hand behind the pelvis, one in the front, and just giving yourself a little tilt forward and a little small tilt back. Okay, we don't want to engage the lower back, especially when we tilt back. Okay, so now the tuck in of the tailbone is when we tilt come to the front. We don't want to go to tuck in so hard either. So let's try to find a balance. So small tuck in and out, tiny ones. Okay. And then breathe in, look in front of you. Okay. Take your breast. Imagine you have a bra and you actually bring your bra up. Okay. Bra up, turn the shoulders. Stay in that pose and go and feel around your stomach area, your abdomen, and noticing the engagement of the core in that alignment. Noticing whether it's strong or not. Stay with this pose as we're going to simply turn head from side to side. Okay, opening the jaw. So this is a very gentle practice, a soft practice even, to allow us to unwind the tension that are being carried in the body. Many of us don't have replenishing nights. I tend to wake up early, to wake up in the night. or to go to bed really late, past our circadian cycle, and we're then not in tune. So allow through this very simple movement to relax and rejuvenate. Brilliant. Okay. Without losing, come back to center. Without losing that pose, bend the knees, hands on your thigh, nice long extension of the spine, and then rounding it up and extend and round. So the rounding it up will have your belly button really going inward, rounding this part and creating a same roundiness by opening the shoulder blades on either side. Okay, so don't keep your shoulder blades close. Have them walking away from each other into that roundiness. Press your hands onto your palm and then inhale back into the extension. Exhaling back into the flexion, spinal flexion. Drop the head gently. Allow the head to fully drop. Chin to chest for support. Keep into the roundness. Keep breathing in and out here in that round part. Allowing the back body, the spine, and all the nerves, the vessels, and of course the ligament, tendons, tissue, to really have a chance to release and not feel the pressure. Take your arms and hug yourself. Opposite hand on opposite shoulder, or give yourself a bit more of the rounding. Beautiful. Release these hands on your thigh and going back into the extension. Okay, hands on your hip, coming up nice and straight from the hip and back down. Going where you can go. As you notice, I soften my knees and I go down, down, down. And when you feel your spine starts moving, you've gone too far. Okay, so here we are working with the fold of the hips, okay? And we're actually working with an important muscle called the psoas muscle. And that's not the only one we're working with here. The quadratus lumborum is another one. And the piriformis would be another one that we'll be working with in that pose. Keep at it. Relax the jaws, relax everything. Just bow, bow, bow to the mother. Inhale back up. The next bow that we do is a bow of connection and gratitude to the earth, to that nurturing energy. So going all the way as low as you can go, allowing the hamstring to feel a bit of a pull and the glutes and possibly the calves. Okay, you don't have to touch the floor. You don't have to go all the way down. Just stay where you are comfortable. And connect here by dropping the crown of your head, that soft part of our cranium, towards the earth, creating a channel that goes from the Mother Earth through your head to your heart. So we're going to work here. So if you tend to be dizzy, don't stay in that pose too long. What you can do if you have dizziness, it's not my case today, but I could have easily some vertigo. You can come much higher. Keep having a bit of a, yeah, you could be like somewhere like here, as long as the chin to chest, your head down, and you could be here. Okay, so watch out as well if you have blood pressure, because we're going to stay a bit here for a breath work. And the breath work is not so much a practice of the breath, it's how we're going to circulate the breath. So we're going to inhale through the feet, through the legs, into the pelvis, through the heart. Exhale through the head. So it's going to be that first circle for 3 breaths. And then we reverse, we'll reverse, and then we'll be breathing through the crown chakra, through the third eye, heart, and all the way exhaling through the feet, okay? So breathing in. I've lost my connection. You might have lost it as well. So let's repeat this, okay? Take out and in, and take out and in. Gentle. Out, in, out, in. Not as big of a movement. Keep really that soft. It's soft. It's actually a very feminine movement. It awakens part of the body that we don't access very often. Okay? So stay there with that gentle softness. And actually it can be very yummy, very soft, beautiful. And once you know you are there, take your rib cage and then press your hands into your rib cage. Then come to your breath and brush over your breast, brush over your breast and turn your shoulder at the end. And then come up, feel the core for the engagement that does. Okay, notice if you have a really, if you're too curvy in the back, if you have arched too much, tuck back in a little bit more. And once you have that engagement, coming back down on your exhale and stop where you need to stop, but bring your head eventually, crown of the head, towards the floor. Okay, place your hand wherever it's comfortable. It could be on your thigh, or actually, if it's on the thigh, put your elbow so that your shoulders don't cramp up beside your ear. Okay, keep the neck free, nice and long. Okay, starting breathing through the feet. Inhaling through the feet. Allow that inhale to rise and rise through the legs. Come into the pelvis. To flow through the spine, through the organs, the energetic center, the blood flow into the heart, into the third eye, through the crown. So at one point in that journey, you're going to begin to exhale if you need to, okay? So ideally, you inhale all the way and you exhale at the very end. Feel the breath traveling through the back body here. Last one, from the feet to the crown of the head. Release. Stay in this pose, or if it's better for you, stand up again, realign yourself, and then come back down again. All of these on natural breath. And then let's begin the breath where we breathe in through the crown of the head. So we draw the energy of the mother as we inhale deeply and allow for that energy to travel through to the intuitive center, through the throat, to the heart, to the rest of the body, exhaling through the feet. Once more. And releasing the work. Place your hand on your thigh. Keep rounding up the back and bring yourself back like a spinal roll. Going slow, 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 slow. Feel, do a pose when you're in mid-back, so you acknowledge where you are. Do another pose when you're in the halfway between your shoulder blades. Do another pose when you reach the base of your neck. And allow everything to fall back in place, the shoulder blades, for instance, but also the organs. And then finish from the base of your neck. You have 7 vertebrae, taking your time. And only at the very last 2, the head moves back to look at the screen or the wall. Okay. So staying here with this, see how it feels. Begin a connection. There's been many connections, but aligning to whatever you want to receive in this moment in time. And then gently coming, opening up. We were meant to travel back to the moon, but I don't think it will be for today. But we're going to start all the same with a gentle plie, okay? So open up your leg, nice and wide, toes pointing out, okay? Do you remember that alignment of the torso? Finding that alignment. So if you need to go back to tuck in and out a little bit, do it. Little one, more and more subtle. But enough that it takes you out of your postural habits. Good. And then once you have it, take your hands and imagine you're lifting up your shoulder, your ribcage, brushing over your breast and rolling the shoulder. Again, stay in that position, noticing the neck nice and free, the shoulders nice and low, and the beam. So we have many beams of light. We radiate light from everywhere. Here today, we're going to look at that light here between the eyebrows. And we're going to look at the other one coming from the throat. So if your chin is covering your light, you'll be casting shadows. So heart light. Here, the center of our solar plexus. And as equally important, from beneath the belly button, there is another light. That's it. And just shine your light. Nice and unhindered, so your beam can really radiate. Now, when you're here, bend the knees. So we've been gently opening the hips during all that time, and we're just going to travel from one side to the next. Feel the work on your feet. Push from the toes to the ball of the feet to the heel and land on the other side. Toe, ball of the feet, heel. Bend the knee on the other side and land. And keep at it. Again here, really nice feminine practice. Okay, calling the divine feminine energy. So I have started moving my arms in one way. You can move them in whatever way. Just express what you feel through the arms. There is a quality that the arms do. They are expressive. Our hands are very expressive of how we feel. So as long as you keep your plie, we are strengthening the inner legs. Thinking about, if you like, and if you can, activating in and out the pelvic floor as well. It could be I squeeze, I release, I squeeze, I release, I squeeze. Okay, so you might want to just do this for a little while, and then add on the arms and let go of the pelvic floor and align the muscles of the pelvic floor. We have 4 big muscles to support it to fully relax. Okay? We know that there is a lot of tension in the pelvic floor, and that the leakage that we know for the incontinency is caused very often, not always, by a pelvic floor and a bladder that is too tight and that doesn't know how to relax anymore. It's not responsive anymore. So here in that pose, just enjoy. Enjoy the feel of being a woman. Inhaling up, arms up. Express yourself. Gently, keeping that je ne sais quoi, to be French. Just come. And we bend one shoulder towards we bring one shoulder towards the bent knee and the opposite side. And at one point, both knees stay bent. It's only the torso and the shoulder that move. And bring the head down nice and low in the transition of the movement. Oh, beautiful. Nice. And we're going to stay on the left side. My hand is on the inside of my thigh. I gently press into it and I stay there and I hold the pose. And the same on the other side. And coming to center. Rolling or unrolling yourself. And down into the plie. And up. Plie. And up. Plie. And up. Keep at it. Okay. And stop. Very gently. Lift the toes up. Create space between the toes. And have the ball of the feet onto the floor. It's only the toes. And it's really important because it will be very easy to lift the little toe side. Okay? So make sure the whole of the ball of the feet are on the floor. And release. Pick up the left heel, bend the left knee, and turn. And come back. Left knee up, knee is bent still. Oops, and come back. And that's it. We turn, okay? And then it means that the other foot is also turning, okay? We kind of almost like going through, that's a transition that I'm actually teaching here, is the way to transition to go into a lunge, really. Okay, so it's whole your feet that do the work. It's not your hips, it's not your knees, it's the feet that orienting the whole of the body. All right? And then on the other side, we turn. So think about the back foot for the moment. Okay, so that's why we turn on the ball of the feet and toes, really picked up. And then the ball of the feet and toes of the other leg is doing exactly the same work. So we can go down and back. So the idea is not to go down, okay? The idea here is to transition, to learn to turn from the feet. Nice. And feel how much friction and power there is between the earth, the ground, and your feet to allow that movement. And how this very powerful energy and forces can be very gentle. We don't have to force anything. We allow it to happen. And it's easier when we are in awareness and that we know what is happening. And that's another quality of the divine feminine, you know, where we accept and allow to receive, and we allow to be transformed. And that's exactly what's happening here. Then comes the masculine to help us through the transformation. But the transformation is us being shaped and us willing to be shaped. Beautiful. And release. So you might feel a bit of burn under your feet. If it's the case, okay, it would be nice you could sit. If you have a chair, you can sit on the chair. If you don't have, you can sit on the floor, or you simply come on one-legged, not too fast, and then you can give yourself a little rub and feel the gratitude for those feet that are always working so hard. Okay. And then doing the same on the other side. Sit. Okay. So just heel up and heel down, and then coming onto the outer edges. And then in the inside. And very gently from here, we just going to go nice and flat on one foot, and then the other one is going to go back. And once so you're back, resting on the toes, and then curl them, and then come out. So we are stretching the back of the calf here. And then you come up with the heel and down, and up and down. So you remember that whole movement of tilting, ta 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 ta, boom. Okay, let's try to have it here as well and see how it informs. So there is no forcing. I hope you hear me. It's not this. It's not what it's really organizing yourself from that pelvis area and gently coming up to beam those lights. Beautiful. Just swap side. Okay, back leg is the opposite leg. Now you're on your toes. Then you curl the toes. Give them a nice stretch. And then drop that heel, sorry, down. Front knee is bent. Okay. And then just up and down. That's it. Couple more. Keep the alignment of the torso. And pause. Okay, one more time. Just in case you've lost it. Up, in and out. Gentle tucking. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Okay? It's really small. It's not this, okay? It's really tiny. It's an internal alignment. Again, once more, it's not about your skeleton. It's about how it's organizing itself within your container. Nice. Okay, so feeling, your body is talking all the time, so you just need to touch to know how it feels. Okay, then you pick up your rib cage, pick up your brush up over your breast, turn the keys or turn the shoulders. Okay, if you have a squeeze between your shoulder blades, which I have, I've worked too hard. That's not what I'm asking. Lift it up and then drop the shoulder without. I'm not in the army. It's not, this will be very masculine. And it's actually in somatics, it's one of the reflexes, it's a protective mechanism as well. It's to be full on, to be here, there. No, just coming in. Beautiful. If you feel any pressure in the lower back, maybe you've come out too hard with your so tilt gently down. So not in towards the front. Just drop, drop. And in that pose now, we can open and receive. The whole time, the body gave me indicators to realign so I could beam all my light, so I could be very much present without forcing anything. And that is the quality, the divine feminine. Beautiful. So I'm going to give you a few more minutes in a quiet. So you can even stay in those poses if you feel like it. You can go into your quiet. You can go and journal on how all this felt and how you feel now. I'll close the recording and I'll see you in a few minutes.